Wellness Reimagined, Biohacking for Arm Wrestlers. Training for a sport like arm wrestling puts the body through a lot. Some ignore the pain and discomfort and drive forward but risk serious injury. Or some give up and find themselves looking for another sport to participate in, while others, like myself, are interested in putting as much focus into recovery and rehabilitation as the strength and conditioning aspects of getting to the next level.
We are recording. Well, thank you, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Wellness Reimagined, featuring a follow-up with Roger Learned, a well-accomplished arm wrestler that's been in our sport for the last 4 years or so, but recently sustained an injury that most would consider walking away from our sport for good. So, he didn't, though. He's made us look a little different, I think. Roger, tell us a little bit about this experience that you had with breaking your arm.
Well, it happened, I would say, close to 3 months now. I had a match with Doug Allen. I won my first round with him. The finals came back. He was on the B side, and he pretty much got me where he wanted me, and I ended up breaking my own elbow trying to come back from it. And yeah, it was on the low part. It was the humerus toward the elbow. So, I mean, it was a clean break. It was previously injured from what the doctor said. And I just, kept on going with it and finally gave up.
It's tough. As we said, we covered the last of you. It's a tough injury for anyone in the world. But you've gotten some serious drive up behind you, man. With that being said, what's your recovery been like? I know for many people have a grueling process. Has yours been, one of a grueling process or fairly easy?
I mean, I wouldn't call it easy, but it wasn't grueling at all. It's a lot of patience, pretty much sitting there waiting for the x-rays to be okay and waiting for the doctor to say it's okay to work it out. I mean, the first 2 months was the worst because I just pretty much had to sit there and feel like watching it wither away. It was my good arm, and I mean, it's pretty discouraging, but at the same time, my right arm kind of picked up the slack, and it's doing pretty good.
Well, I want to discuss your right arm in a few minutes. However, have you returned back to work in any fashion? 'Cause I know you said you were out of work for a little bit.
Yeah, a good friend of mine, Ryan Ross, he's a fellow arm wrestler also out of the area. He hooked me up with a masonry job with his brother-in-law, and it's a very good job, and definitely lucky. And so I'm pretty much picking up rebar and setting up frame for pours, and yeah, working concrete all day.
That's awesome. That's awesome that you have an opportunity. And Ryan, you said he was an arm wrestler, right?
Yep, he's an arm wrestler right out of oh my god, he's close to Forest City. I mean, he's like 10 minutes out of Forest City, so he's north of me.
That's just incredible. It's a testament to how amazing the arm wrestling community is, that we can help each other when we're that down and out. We really do help each other out as a family, as a community. I love that.
Definitely. I mean, it's definitely a blessing. It's awesome to have something on short notice, and I mean, it wasn't even a second thought. As soon as Ryan said, "Yeah, I got a position for you," it was Monday. The following Monday, I started working, and I've been working for this is my 5th week now. So
Nice.
yeah.
Now, the injury, how does it affect your day-to-day at work? How does it affect your day-to-day life outside of work? Well, tell us a little more about that.
When I'm doing framing before pours, you have to set up a pretty much a 2x6, 2x8, 2x12, and frame it up before you set concrete inside of it. Put rebar, all kinds of stuff to prep it up. I've been using I think it's like a 3 pound, 2 pound sledge on my left arm, trying to get that motion back. It's been rough because I've hit my right arm a couple times putting down stake. So
Ouch.
it's definitely bruised the area where the strap goes down. So it's kind of limiting,
Ooh.
that aspect.
Oh, ouch.
Good.
This is that fun. um, I mean, beyond that, is there any other things that you're noticing during your recovery, with your left?
Not at all. I mean, it's picking up where it needs to. I mean, I still feel weak picking up things on the left side, but it's coming back slowly, but it's getting there.
Now, last interview, you had mentioned how weird it was having a metal plate in your elbow previously.
Hmm.
So, like, how does it feel today? Are you aware of it? Do you notice it today?
I mean, unless I touch it, I really don't notice it. I mean, there's nothing like it. If I move my arm, like extending it and, bringing it back in, I can kind of feel the pressure where it is, but
Okay,
it no pain, nothing. I mean, there's
so just kind
nothing at all.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Anything happened during your recovery that you didn't expect, be it good or bad?
I expected more muscle atrophy, however you say that word.
Atrophy.
I thought I was gonna lose more mass, more muscle on my arm, but I guess not being in a cast at all kind of helped limit that. So
Dude, I saw the picture and I saw it. It really looks like, a lot of people are commenting that you didn't lose much. That's a beautiful
nope.
thing. um, and, as you know, muscle memory is a real thing. You've taught your muscles how to operate. The fact that you didn't lose that much muscle mass, I feel like your return to the table with the left arm is going to be one with a vengeance. And people better watch out for that left.
Well, I plan, honestly, my goal is to get it so prepped up that my first match is the one who broke it. So
Oh,
I'm
yeah?
going back for that, of course. That's the way it should be.
That's true. That makes sense. It does
Yeah.
make sense. Now, let's get back to the right arm, though, because that's the one that's been actually, turning heads and a topic of conversation for quite some time. You're climbing fairly well with that thing these days. After watching your wins and successes at recent tournaments, what's your goal with that arm, as it was your party arm for some time?
Well, I mean, the further goal is to get it ranked. I'm going to put it on the rankings for my weight class, the 242s. Um, my short-term goal, like the one that's coming, I guess the soonest, is my match with Joe Galgucci. It will be at the New York State Fair in 3 weeks,
Nice.
and it's for the belt that he has from the, I think it's a CY or a CNY group.
Yep.
So James Reed's his belts, and we have a little side wager on the side, but yeah, it's at the New York State Fair,
All
so
right.
will be a good one.
I'm going to be there. I'll be present with my family. We're going to be there cheering you on. Joe's
I
a
better
beast,
hear you
but
scream.
I have a feeling that you're going to pull the win out on him, man.
I'm gonna try. I'm definitely gonna try.
um, now, have you noticed that, or in your mind, when your left is back up and running, are you going to switch gears with the right, or are you going to maintain the right's trajectory?
Oh, I'm gonna maintain it because arm wrestling is really right dominant here. So I mean, I have to.
That makes sense. That makes
It's the
sense.
moneymaker, I guess, is what they call it.
I mean, I recently had a very minor injury, nothing crazy like the arm break or anything, but a minor strain in my rotator cuff. And I was giving it some rehab, and all of a sudden I gave it a good old try, and it came back with a vengeance. So I hope the same for you, man. I really do.
Thank you.
So you said you're going to be competing, I guess, in New York State Championship. That's the next tournament you're going to be seeing you at?
Actually, no, unfortunately. There's a tomato festival this weekend from Nitros
Okay.
in Pittsburgh.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna be at that one, and then the weekend after that is the 98% practice. which I'm also going to be a part of. So
you're gonna beat
should be
the
a
every
big.
living crap out of your arms, then, huh?
Honestly, I've hit 4, 5 tournaments back to back to back every weekend. So this last weekend I was at the Battle of the Beach in Syracuse. The weekend before that was at Travis Bajent's, and both of those weekends I've gotten first place. So I mean, it's done pretty good.
I mean, there is something to say though. The rest time in between. Don't you think you should play it a little safer? You know, kind of take it
Well, I mean,
easy.
I'm just doing table time. I'm pretty
Okay.
much keeping it just on the weekends when I'm roughing it up. So I'm doing the John Brzezinski training method. So it's just hitting a tournament every weekend. Gauging where I'm
Fair enough, man. That's power to you. Given that, I mean, listen, the proof's in the pudding. You're putting the numbers up there. Your results are speaking for for you. You know, you're kicking ass out there and you're taking names. And I couldn't be any more proud to be your friend and someone who's actually trained with you and knows how much passion you have for this sport. So seeing you succeed, it's worth its weight in gold to me.
That's awesome, Daniel. Thank you.
Um, well, it's been a pleasure having you back on. If there is
My
there
pleasure.
anything that you want to plug in today, you want to share with the audience?
I just want to say if there's ever a down point in your head where you feel like you can't do nothing, just take it one day at a time and know that it's gonna work out. That's pretty much it.
Very motivational words from a very motivational being. Ladies and gentlemen, Roger Bailey learned. Please like, share, and subscribe. See more from Wellness Reimagined. We're going to be bringing Roger back in probably about another 2 months from now when he's fully healed up and ready to go and ready to compete again with that right arm. So we'll see you soon.